Technology has made our personal and our business lives so much easier. I can be here poolside in Bangkok in casual clothes, and I can communicate with anyone in the world, and all we both need is internet access. However, there are some major drawbacks that I want to get into now. One of which is if you're writing an email and you make a grammatical mistake or a spelling mistake, it can really cost you dearly with a customer, colleague, your boss. Now, if you're speaking with someone in person or over the phone and you make the same error, it may be forgotten right away. It's probably not going to cost you. Another drawback in a technology like emailing or instant message is that you can't really express tonality. You can't express that maybe you're joking about something or you're very serious about something in the same way you can do if you were to be speaking. So in this video, I'm going to give you some real simple pointers on writing an email. It's going to help you avoid silly mistakes, and it's going to help you develop your skills as an emailer. So for this lesson, I'm going to give a sample email. I'm going to make a mock scenario. And in this example, it's going to be a follow-up. I'm an engineer, and one of my senior bosses has put me in charge of a new project. So I've already met with him in person, and he's asked me to give him some projections, some figures. So I'm going to go piece by piece how I would email the boss in this exact situation. So the first, and I'll say in my opinion, the most important part is the subject line. Do not expect the reader to simply recognize you by your email name, to even remember your conversation. You want to be as specific as possible. So if I look at this one, I am going to say, last Tuesday's 3 p.m. meeting. That's going to be the subject line. And that way the reader is going to know exactly what I'm referring to. The greeting is real simple, but also real simple to mess up. So when in doubt, always use Mr., Miss, Doctor, and the last name. Use your judgment. If it's a customer you've had for 5 years and you've been to his house for dinner, a couple times every year, obviously you can use the first name, right? You want to give a thank you in your intro. So sometimes you might not have a thank you if you're just sending an email out of, the cold, you haven't interacted yet. But this situation is a follow-up. You're always going to have a thank you on a follow-up. Why? Because they already took the time either to meet with you in person, talk to you on the phone, communicate through email. In my example, I'm going to thank Mr. Chang for meeting with me, as well as putting me in charge of a new project. The next part, I'm going to respond with the information he was looking for. As I said in the beginning, he was looking for some projections, some numbers. So I'm going to tell Mr. Chang that I have attached the projections you asked me for. I can't simply say, Mr. Chang, here's the information we're looking for, and expect them to know what I'm looking for next. I want to give my boss, Mr. Chang, a call to action, a next step, if you will. I'm going to tell him I am free Thursday from 11 to 4 or Friday from 1 to 5. So in my opinion, the most common mistake, and something a lot of others may miss when trying to explain how to send a professional email, is a call to action. Meaning you gave the person the information they were looking for, you gave some kind of thank you, and you never asked them for either some follow-up info, you never asked them to meet you again. So it makes it awkward for the person to respond to you, and it kind of wastes your time and their time. So I'm going to give you a very straightforward call to action that I'm going to give to Mr. Chang. To move ahead, I would need your signature on everything in the attachment. I would be happy to meet with you again in Tuesday's location. I am free Thursday between 11 to 4 or Friday 1 to 5. Please write me back with a time that works for you. The close here I'm going to make very short and sweet. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And I'm going to use, in this case, sincerely. You may want to use respectfully. Something like a truly, I think, is better for like a personal type email. One last tip I'll give you is to have an email address that clearly states both your first name and your last name, and your company, if your company provides you with an email address. Don't expect the person to know you by a shortened version of your name or without you providing your last name as well. So I hope this helps you with sending emails, and it also gives you a higher level of comfort than you had before.